Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 37 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. And I will have your numbers to you tomorrow. Your new numbers will be coming tomorrow. And I mentioned that we'll be running scans. This will be our third round of scans coming up in 2 weeks. November 16th through to the 19th, or thereaboutish. However, I've had a few of you request an earlier scan time because you're away or some other reason. And that's fine. I'm going to suggest that, yes, you do. If you can't make the scans on the 4th, if you can't make it during the scheduled allotted time, then try to do it earlier rather than later, because these scans are happening over a 4-week, from your second scan to third scan, there's 4 weeks, right? So, and then between your third scan, your fourth scan, there's 3 weeks. So, I'd rather you not do it later, because then you got 2 scans really close together. Okay, so, if you can't make the weekend of the 16th, or between the 16th and 19th, book your scan, on the 9th or 10th or 11th or 12th, something like that, okay? But shoot me a message through Slack and we'll get you sorted out, okay? All right, question of the day, can you eat fruit? Should you eat fruit? Isn't fruit bad? I do know where this came from. I to be honest with you, maybe like 10 years ago, I kind of used to think that. And part of the reason was because of the whole fructose hysteria. and fructose is not really that good for you in large quantities. All right, but if you're eating fruit, even a decent amount of fruit, you're not getting a whole lot of fructose. Really, the hysteria came from soft drinks and candies and sweets that had a lot of glucose fructose in them, like ridiculous amounts. Like, you have, one pop or whatever, and you're getting like the amount of fructose in 12 pieces of fruit, minus all the micronutrients and fiber and antioxidants and phytonutrients, right? You're just getting this abundance of sugar. So, when people heard about glucose fructose and how bad it is for you and how it causes the beta cells of your pancreas to burn out, basically it was a cause of something called metabolic dyslipidemia, which is basically just a fancy name for like people becoming overweight, getting diabetes, high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, the list goes on. Okay, it's kind of a combination of all those, and but in particular, type 2 diabetes. Glucose fructose was a major contributor to this, and again, this is more just about the abundance of it. So is fruit bad because it has fructose? No, and a lot of fruit is not like, it's not pure fructose, right? So if you eat a banana, and an average banana's got about 25 grams of carbohydrates, you're getting a little bit of fiber. Well, bananas actually are not high in fiber, but maybe a gram or 2 of fiber, if that. And then you're getting a lot of glucose, and then you're getting a little bit of fructose. Okay, so eat fruit, okay? Like I said, it's high in fiber, it's high in antioxidants, although now there's a lot of debate out there as to whether antioxidants do anything or not. I'm not sure, okay? As far as I know, they should, all right? They're supposed to combat oxidants, but then again, oxygen is actually the strongest oxidant out there, and yet we breathe it in all day long, every day. So anyways, that's a separate topic. But it's high in fiber, it's high in micronutrients, it's high in phytonutrients. So, get lots of it. Don't be afraid of it. Load up. It is more nutrient dense than most carbohydrate foods. All right, now if you're concerned with the fact that it's sugar, remember that a lot of fruit has fiber. That's going to slow down the release of the sugar. It's going to lower the glycemic index. And also remember that you should be having it with some fat and protein as well, and that's going to lower the rate at which the sugar enters your bloodstream. So it's a lot different than just having straight sugar on its own, okay? Not the same thing at all. Even straight sugar on its own versus fruit, it's not the same thing, okay? All right, so do not be scared of fruit. In fact, I highly recommend that you eat a lot of it. 4, 5, 6 pieces per day. I don't see any issue with it, okay? All right. Something else I wanted to mention here, which I didn't make note of, but I remember. Okay, I'm going to touch upon this today. I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. But listen, if you're stressed out, one thing I'm going to suggest that you do is that you really ask yourself, now I understand that this is easier said than done, why is it stressing you out? And is it worth stressing over? Okay, is it worth stressing over? That's kind of a weird question. But should you really stress over it? An example of legitimate, it's kind of hard not to stress over certain things. If you got a family member that's dying, you can't just kind of change your perspective on that. I mean, that's, it's a pretty serious matter. But, you might have, I don't know, I had, I'm not going to go into detail, but I had a dinner with somebody the other night, and this person just, was really stressing me out by the stuff they were saying. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I stressed out about this? It shouldn't really matter. It doesn't really change my reality. It doesn't, it's just somebody talking. So, why is it stressing me out? Yet it did. But I let it, right? I mean, I had that choice to make that happen. So, I'm not saying that this is the case in every scenario, but just at least ask yourself, is this worth stressing out about? Can I change my perspective on it? Because sometimes we stress about things. It's why am I stressing about this? This is nothing I should be really legitimately stressing over, right? And like I said, some people, or I kind of alluded to, stress is obviously always created in your mind. I mean, essentially, stress is kind of like fear of the future, right? Anxiety about the future, essentially. So, sometimes you can, change your perspective, and that changes everything, right? But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, okay? But, message of the day, which touches upon this particular topic, goes like this. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. I'm serious, okay? So you gotta really put things into perspective. Maybe you need to organize things a little bit better, to avoid a situation of stress. But, ask yourself, is this really legitimate, the amount of energy I'm putting into stressing about this? And if that is the case, is there a way to make this situation less stressful? Okay? Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Keep that in your mind. Submit and commit to this challenge. Don't stress about it. Just do it. Right? Positive energy, positive vibes. Send me your gratitude list. Nobody did, by the way. Send me your feedback. Okay? So always give gratitude. Send me your gratitude. Send me 5 things you are thankful for. Okay? You should easily be able to make a list of 50 things. Send me 5 things you are thankful for, and for the love of God, believe in yourself. I will talk to you guys all very soon. Tomorrow night we have a class. Again, I will send you your new numbers tomorrow, okay? Your new dietary numbers and heart rate values. All right? and interval numbers. All right, you guys, so we'll talk to y'all soon. Have a wonderful evening. See ya.